What is up, car addicts? Welcome back to the vlog channel. So in this video we're going to be doing is a retune on the ZR1, dyno, street tune, all of it. So the car, long story short, it's not really running 100% right now. And the reason for that is because it was sort of messed with by the previous owner, I guess, after it had its actual like stage 2 build done. So for those of you who haven't seen my past videos, this car has a stage 2 build from Advanced Modern Performance in Texas from AMP. And this car is supposed to be making about 750 wheel horsepower on pump 93 with little bolt-ons. So this car has a 2.7 upper pulley. It has the Cook's headers, Cook's X-pipe, no catalytic converters. It has the thermostat, oil catch can, just little bolt-ons. And you know, these cars, they get crazy power just with little bolt-ons. Now, I guess since this car is already so fast, I never really noticed. You know, it's kind of hard to notice when you're at that power level if the car is actually running 100% the way it should. And apparently it's not. So I did a little roll race with my buddy's stock C7 ZR1 in Mexico. And we did it like 3 times. And at first I would kind of pull ahead of him. And then afterwards he would just kind of like start creeping by me. And I'm like, what is going on? How is a stock C7 ZR1 beating my car that's super loud with all this stuff done to it? So apparently, from what I understand, this car, after it had the official stage 2 build from AMP and had the proper tuner and everything, the previous owner, I guess he wanted even more power out of it. So he did like a lower pulley, a different intake, different belt, some other little stuff there. And he had another tune put into it. And then supposedly the car wasn't running right or something. I don't know. Basically, he messed with something that was already done by a reputable shop after the fact and kind of messed with it. And then he sort of put it all back. But what he didn't put back was the actual tune that it had before from AMP. That's the important part. So I already had my buddy Andres Calvo. So shout out to Julio for introducing me to him. He's a really good tuner for all these GM performance cars, Cadillac, Chevy, you know, the Corvettes, Camaros, CTSVs, all that. And we data logged it yesterday, and from what he was sort of seeing, he thinks that this car basically has a stock tune reflashed on it with a few little minor adjustments. Obviously, that's not good when you have these mods on the car. So it has a very conservative tune, and the car seems to be like pulling timing and stuff. And that's why it's not performing as it should with these mods, because unless you have the right tune, you're not getting, you know, the proper utilization from the mods that you have. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video, getting the car right, you know, with a proper tune for the mods that it has. It definitely needs it. And I mean, this car is already stupidly fast, so even faster than what it is now, to the point where I didn't even notice that it wasn't even performing the way it should. I mean, I'll admit it, I don't care. I'm an honest guy. I say it the way it is. Oh, the car, it wasn't, apparently it's not running the way it should. So it's gonna be wild when this thing is actually running properly with the proper 900 crank horsepower. This thing is just gonna be an absolute monster. So I got the tuning device back there. I got some GoPros and stuff. So this is definitely gonna be a fun one. So let's go ahead and take the drive over to the dyno so you guys can also meet Mr. Andres Calvo as well. All right, we are here at Miami Z Parts. So we got the ZR1 being loaded up here. So we got all the fans. We already brought it up on the dyno. We got the fans going here to cool it down, all strapped down. Now they're strapping it up back there. So our tuner, let's just get away from the fans here so you don't have that much noise. So our tuner is Andres Calvo right here. He's with Calvo Tune. He specializes mainly in GM performance cars, Cadillac, Camaros, Corvettes, and stuff like that. So you want to tell us a little about what you do and what we're doing today with the ZR1?
Well, we're going to do a 93 tune. The ZR1s are a little trickier than, say, for example, Z06 because the files, the tune file is actually not readable. So we're gonna just baseline for whatever it has inside, which we don't know. It's a surprise. It could be a stock, mildly modified stock tune. It could be a conservative tune. We don't know. So we're here to just start fresh, do a baseline for whatever it has, and then optimize the 93 tune. So it's going to be interesting. 93 is obviously a limiting factor on boosted cars, especially high boost like the ZR1.
You're talking about pump 93 fuel.
Pump 93, right? Unless you're running some type of octane booster,
right?
But you know, we'll try and get it as safely as we can. Leave a little bit of room for the 93, but optimize whatever we can.
Right.
Yeah.
So currently the car, so these C7 ZR1 stock, they make about 620, 630 wheel. Really just depends on the dyno and stuff like that. So, I mean, what do you think it's gonna make right now the way it sits, if you were to take a wild guess?
That's a tricky one. I don't like to take too much guesses because I could guess low and great, but what if we guess high? So, things to consider though, the DA, it's a pretty hot day.
Right. Yeah, it's like 91 out right now, temperature-wise.
Yeah, so we're gonna just let it cool. I guess it all depends on where the baseline is at.
Right.
Depending on where the baseline is at, we already did the data log, remember? So I know that timing is conservative right now. So, but we'll have to see where the fueling is at today. And based on that, I can tell you, okay, we can probably improve this much. Right. And it'll really depend on how much that 93 I can squeeze it.
Well, I'm gonna take a guess. I'm thinking it's making right now, I want to say about 670 is the baseline, my personal guess. Non-corrected or corrected, I'm not sure, but I mean, what do you usually go by, corrected or non-corrected?
I think, okay, we're gonna play a guessing number. I think we're probably like around 630 wheel now,
okay.
Standard.
Okay.
But dyno, let's see. But.
All right, I guess we'll see. All right, so all right, we're gonna wait for it to cool down, and then we're gonna get started with the baseline pool so we can see what power it makes. Put your guesses down below in the comments. Don't cheat, skip through the video. Let's see what it makes. All right, we got the fans going here, cooling it down, and we took off the supercharger cover as well. That way we can get you know, less heat soak between pools. That way it just, you know, it cools down faster. But I love this blower, man. Every time I see it, that cover off of it, it looks so incredible. They should make a cover that's like the same, but maybe transparent in the middle or something. I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. But the carbon cover is pretty sick as well. Let me get away from these fans here. It's making a lot of noise, but yeah, we got it all strapped down. It's ready to go. This thing, I really love this car, man. I also got a GoPro set up right here so my ears don't bleed. That will be recording the whole time so you guys can hear and see all the pools. So that's gonna be fun. We'll skip all the boring stuff. So we'll just do like pool and then pool from this camera, and then we'll show the stuff on the screen over here. So we have the screen right here. That will tell us you know, the results from each pool. So yeah, very excited. We're just gonna let it finish cooling down, and we're gonna get started with the baseline pool. All right, so we're gonna do our first official baseline pool. This gets really loud. I got the GoPro set up over there. I'm hoping the mic doesn't cut out, but I'm gonna stand way over here because it's just stupidly loud. God, that's loud. Wow. Well, magic numbers, let's see what it made. Yeah. 643. Wow. So it's making like 10 horsepower more than stock. So it's making like 10 horsepower more than stock.
Still the old tune.
That's the old tune, yeah.
But
So,
you see how there's variation, same, just the pole difference.
right.
It actually picked up a little bit just on the pole. I was expecting it to make it the same or lower, but actually made a little more on the second.
Yeah, we did a 4th year pool just to test it. Obviously that's completely wrong, the data there, but we just wanted to see.
And this could also be just the gearing. This pole was on 5th gear, so it's going generally to reflect a little more power like you saw.
Right.
So we'll make the pulls from 5th gear from now on.
Right.
But that's pretty accurate. Standard correction factor.
Right.
643, 640.
Yeah. Alrighty. So now you're gonna start a tune, or you're gonna do a second baseline?
I'm gonna let it cool. I mean, at this point, it's just, unless you want to do another one, but we're just getting the engine hotter at this point.
Yeah, I think we should start the tune, start process.
Yeah. And let it cool a little bit. Yeah, and then go from there.
Alright. Alright, now we're gonna do pretty much our first official decent tune pool. I lost track of how many pools at this point, but now we're gonna do the actual one where he's kind of gotten the tune to a pretty decent point. I'm pretty sure we're like halfway there at this point in regards to the tune, because the first tune he threw at it did cut off fuel above like 4,500 RPM, like he was saying. So this one should make some pretty solid numbers. Definitely well over 650. So let's see what it does here. What we got?
663. We're getting there. We're getting.
Wow, better than before.
Yeah, better than before.
663. So 643 is what it. So here is the blue is the original, and then green is the current. Yeah, the torque is off. Yeah.
That was the first.
Yeah. So the torque is not accurate because it was supposed to be a 5th gear run. So ignore the torque.
Right.
All right, this is probably gonna be the last pool. It is like really hot here in Florida today, like really hot, and it is hot in here as well. So there's only so much we can do with the temperatures and stuff we got here. So this is probably gonna be the last pool that we're gonna do on the ZR1 today. Maybe on a cooler day we'd be able to make more power, but let's see what it makes here. Last time was 663, I believe, so let's see what it makes. See what it made. I mean, it's really hot, so what did it make?
668 and 701 torque.
So you're still picking up even with this crazy heat.
Yeah, we just spoke at the 700. Too hot, and the 93 won't let me put any more, you know?
Right. So that's the original tune that was in it from the previous owner. And then the before and after. This was in 5th gear, right? Both of them?
Yeah, same.
Not bad.
Picked up 61.
Wow, 61 torque. Jeez. Not well, 700 foot-pounds of torque is not bad.
Yeah, but it's, like I said,
For the wheel.
it's this heat. That fully sized are a little limited on it.
Right.
Fine, we picked up some, so.
I mean, it's on pump 93 as well, so. Yeah, not too bad. It is hot. Also, we have to remember that the, you know, that's with the 15% drivetrain loss. On the ZR1s, it's more like a 16% drivetrain loss because of the, it still has the automatic transmission. So, yeah. I mean, these things make like 630-ish. So the wheels on a nice cool day, I want to say on a hot day with the automatic, maybe like 600 wheel, but yeah. And we put a little bit of octane boost in here. It's like an octane booster, so that it goes a little more consistent. So I mean, it definitely helps, and the engine's running a lot happier. So I think I'm probably gonna have to like run that from now on, just so that it's safer, you know. All right, we're doing one more pull with a couple adjustments with the octane booster. So we'll see what it does now. It's a little bit of spicier of a tune with the octane booster. hell you did that? 700. 700.
There you go.
That booster works. Jesus Christ. How the hell you did that? 700 and 750 torque. Holy.
Yeah, man. That was. Anyway.
I'm gonna buy a case. I'm gonna buy a case of Holy crap. 704 wheel? That's insane. That is insane. Now we're cooking.
Hey, we broke 700. We broke 700.
Incredible. Incredible. Wow. Any knock?
None.
Zero.
Zero.
Man, that stuff should be in pump fuel already.
You got a race car. You got to treat it like a race car.
Let me show the bottle of stuff that I got really quick. Here it is. This stuff right here. So there it is. Octanium unleaded. This is like $26. So I mean, it's like $26 for every fuel tank. You can buy a whole case on Amazon of like 8 of them for like 140 bucks, I think. So it's not crazy, especially since it's not a daily driver, you know. So you know what? I think I'm definitely going to be running it with this from now on. It's basically 1 quart of this for every full tank. So I mean, it's not bad. You know, you go to the gas station, you dump this in there, then you just put your pump 93 on top, and that's it. So yeah, the car is just running a lot happier too than before. I think it's definitely necessary. Definitely. All right, one last pull with a couple more degrees of timing. I think 1 more degree of timing with the octane booster. Let's see what it does. All right, of course the GoPro died on the phone cam here, but we are at 722 with the octane boost. Absolutely wild. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm pretty happy with it there. I'm not gonna go any further because you're just asking for problems here. You're just asking for problems if you go any higher than that. All right, so now you're just doing some transmission tuning just so I can get the auto upshift and manual mode. That's a little bit better so that it's really dark out here, by the way. He's been working on this thing for a while. But basically in manual mode, so it won't bang off the rev limiter, we have the auto upshift. So he was just fine tuning that so it's not shifting early, so it's not short shifting basically. So he's just fine tuning that now, so it's pretty much done at this point. And the last pull we did was 722 wheels, which is pretty crazy. So thing's an absolute monster now. Perfect. That trans tune is awesome.
That was sick. That sounded sick.
And it's doing it without you pressing the plus pedal, right?
Manual mode.
Wow.
So I put it in second gear. So that's like good for, you know, roll racing. You put in.
Yeah.
If you want to go from second, you could.
Yeah, whatever gear you want to go, and you just floor it does on its own.
That was 2 to 5.
Yeah.
All manual.
Very nice. Alrighty.
We're done.
Not bad. All right, so this is the run 668. Was the best we could do on pump 93 with 700 wheel torque, and then with the octane booster we were able to bring the timing a bit more spicy, and we got the 722 wheel horsepower and 763 wheel torque. Which if you do the conversion on this, I mean that's roughly about like 880 crank roughly. So not bad.
Torque and power all over the power band.
Yeah, yeah. And let's show the old tune and our final. All right, so here's how it came in on the pump 93 setup. 643 horsepower, 640 torque, very low on the torque. And leaving here today with a proper tune with a little quart of octane booster, 722 horsepower and 763 wheel torque. So I mean that's a pretty significant. That's like an 80 horsepower gain, and also a torque gain. I mean that's over 100 torque, wheel torque. That's crazy, absolutely insane. Alrighty, well let's go ahead and get everything unhooked, unload it, and head home. We're both tired, very hot out here. And
well, very successful.
yes, awesome job, Andres. Love it. All right, guys, a few days later here, driving the ZR1 after the new tune. I mean, the throttle response and everything, this just feels, I mean, it just, it kicks you, man. This is, I mean, you can definitely feel the torque right at your foot. Oh my goodness. Now I also do have, because a lot of you guys were telling me that the POV in the last few videos weren't the best, because I would mount it to the top of a hat or just the GoPro mount with the Velcro thing, with the elastic, and it just wasn't working right. And because I was having it like up here, and then it was just looking at the sun visor, that was just terrible. So I mounted it to the hat here. Shout out to Street Speed, that's his idea. He's the only one that I've seen do that, and it actually works. Now I do look pretty stupid with it, and your eyes kind of like go around it. It's kind of weird. I mean, your vision is obstructed a tiny bit, but not anything crazy. And as you can see here, it gives a really nice view of the cluster and everything. I'm only gonna put it on like when I do a pull or something, so you guys can see that. And I also want to demonstrate the auto upshift as well, which this car normally wouldn't do unless you tune it for that. So let's go back to that camera so I can put this down so I can see a little better. But this, I mean, I drove it a tiny bit coming back from the dyno area, and then I took it out on the road a couple days ago just so that making sure that everything was good. So I have driven it already, but I was used to driving it, you know, the way it was before. So now it definitely feels a lot more aggressive. We're gonna hop on the Mexican highway here so that we can get in a few pulls. And again, I want to demonstrate the auto upshift. So basically on these cars, you can go into the gear you want. You know, you press your left paddle once, and then you can downshift, and then you hold the paddle and it goes into the optimal gear for, you know, roll racing or whatever. But when you floor it, it will not auto upshift for you. So you have to, you know, upshift on time. And the problem with the 8 speeds in all the Corvettes, whether it's a Stingray, a Z06, a ZR1, whatever, all of them have a delay. So you click the paddle and you can literally, it's like half a second delay, maybe even a full second. So if you're looking at the gauge cluster in front of you and you're like, all right, here we go, 6,000, 6.5, and upshift, if you press it right when you're supposed to, you're gonna bounce right off the rev limiter and you're gonna be like, whoa! So it's just not optimal. So you're having to kind of like predict the delay and shift slightly earlier than you normally would, so that it shifts right where the delay, it's really, really annoying, and you're not getting the most out of the shifts, you know, going right up to close to red line like you should. So with the auto upshift, it will automatically go back into like drive basically for me, which you can't really do on these cars all that well when you're roll racing. So all right, hopping on the Mexican highway here. So you tap once and then you hold it, and then boom, it goes into the gear you want to go in. But I like going in 3rd gear, and then you just floor it. So you can see it auto upshifts, and it's just fantastic. This thing pulls like this thing is stupid right now, absolutely stupid. So before, I used to be able to hook in like 2nd gear when the tires were warm. Now 2nd gear I don't hook at all. And even 3rd gear, I'm still spinning a little bit unless I get the tires like really, 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 really hot. That's the only way that I'm actually gonna be hooking better. But it is, the torque is ridiculous on this car right now. It's just absolutely stupid. I already tested a few 60 to 130s in Mexico on a closed course. And this thing right now, it's pulling about like low 6s, 6.05, 6.08. And I think if I can get it to hook in 3rd with the tires really hot, this car will definitely dip into the 5s, which is pretty incredible. So here we go again. We'll go into tap it once and then go into the gear we want. Let's go 3rd gear. Spinning. yeah, the pops, they're crazy. This car is absolute stupidity. This thing is wild, man. It's a damn race car. The torque now, I mean, it kicks you in the nuts. I mean, it just, bah! The torque, I mean, I have, what was it, 760 wheel torque, something like that, and that's in like a really, really, really hot dyno room. It was really hot in there that day, by the way, guys. So I think if we were to redo that dyno pool in like cooler weather, you know, in a dyno cell that's not as hot, I think it would have done 750 wheel. It was just really, really hot in there, to the point where the GoPro filming the back of the ZR1, that's why I only showed one clip of that, the GoPro overheated and turned off multiple times. So that's how hot it was in that dyno room. And then poor Andres in the car, he was sweating to death. So I had to put like a fan aiming at him so that, you know, he feel a little bit cooler in the car. So just not optimal conditions at all. But even with that, we were still able to break well into the 700 wheel because of the octane boost and all that. So I'm very impressed. Love the tune so far. He does need to do like a few little fine-tune adjustments, I think, to the trans tune a little bit, and it'll be pretty much perfect. I don't know if I'm gonna put the car on E85 later on. I'm definitely considering that. So I guess we'll see later on. You know, I might end up doing that. But for now, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the octane boost. All right, let's do one more. Let's do third gear. Oh my goodness. This car is too much, man. It is, you feel it like in your stomach, like the way it pulls. This is ridiculous. I mean, the only thing that's comparable to this from what I've driven, like, you know, that feeling is like a Plaid. Now, a Plaid will definitely beat this car the way it sits right now. A Plaid will 100% beat the ZR1 the way it sits. Those Plaids are no joke. I mean, no gearing, no spinning. You just floor it and it does its own thing, you know, instant torque and everything. So that car will definitely beat the way this car sits, but obviously this is more dramatic and fun. I'm just absolutely loving it. Sorry if my hair probably looks like a mess right now with the damn hat on and off, but incredible. Very, very happy with the tune. I still might do a full E85 later on. I'm not too sure yet. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I know the video is a bit long, but to kind of sum it all up, we did the tune on the dyno, and with the octane boost, that was really the secret that helped get us over that 700 wheel. It just, with that heat that we had in there, it wasn't really possible to do that, you know, on just pure Pub 93. So yeah, this thing, I mean, I think right now it's sitting where it's supposed to be, and I'm right at the traction limit of these Toyos. So power wise, I don't think I'm gonna go anymore. I don't want to have to get like, you know, a drag wheel and tire combo. I don't want to have to do any of that. That's too much for me. I like having a car that looks pretty much stock from the outside. I'm not driving around with a drag radial or anything like that. That's where I draw the line. So this power level is pretty much right where I want to be. 720, 750 wheel, I guess, depending on the temps. But again, guys, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.